back to my channel. I'm Jess from BehatiLife. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your Astro Intuitive Forecast for the week of July 23rd through the 29th. Now bear with me, for some reason I'm feeling really like slow. It feels like I'm kind of like trucking up this mountain, but I'm just going to do it one step at a time and give you guys the most. This week, for the most part, is really kind of breaking the internet in a lot of ways, because this eclipse is the center, the key of every change that is going to be happening, that we've been waiting for, that we didn't even know that we were waiting for. And in some ways there's some difficult aspects that can be challenging, but you guys already know that I don't see anything as all negative or all positive. There's strength, there's good and bad to everything, and at the end of the day, I want to be the person to encourage you and to inform you and to educate you on how to work with all of the energy, all of the elements, not just one certain aspect that's easy, or for you to like hide away in fear of challenging or stressful situations that could actually like rocket you into your potential. That's how I see the planets. That's how I work my magic. That's how I work my own personal alchemy when I'm looking at the charts, when I'm working with astrology. So there isn't one thing that's just going to completely derail me. It's all a challenge. I take it on. So that being said, I am going to start off by talking about what is kind of complicating this chart, and why the internet and why a lot of astrologers are saying that this is going to be negative or this is going to be difficult. The best word to describe it is challenging, if you ask me, and I'm gonna go through those pieces. But also keep in mind that this video is for the entire week and what you can expect for this week. This is not about the solar, the eclipse. This is not about the eclipse. There will be a second video for that that'll be following after this. So keep your eyes keep your eyes open for that. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this eclipse in a nutshell. So what I'm seeing and what we will be seeing is the sun is falling in the sign of Leo. That started July 22nd, so that started on Sunday, and I don't see this as a negative thing. I see this as awesome. Usually I see this as awesome. Oh my god, it's raining. Yes, I love when it rains. Leo has such a negative not stereotype, but reputation, because everyone thinks that Leo is so brash and in your face and so attention seeking, when in reality Leo knows its self-worth and it has a hard time holding that back, and it shouldn't hold that back. In society, we're taught and trained to kind of diminish our gifts and diminish our shine. Leo is the sign that is ruled by the sun, so it's destined to shine. It's destined to show its light. It's destined to be creative, and that's what it is that we're seeing this this week. When the sun starts to moves into the sign of Leo, this is when your talent, your passion, your love, your fun, your pleasure, your ability to kind of let your hair down and to enjoy the fruit of life without having an expectation and an obligation connected to that, that's what becomes like present to you. That's what becomes presented to you in your face. So some people don't understand that. Some people are brainwashed to think that, oh, you know, I have to do this, or things have to be done a certain way. That's not the case. So even though this Leo energy is kind of like, it can be very like, look at me, or let's have fun, or let's create, or let's, you know, what is it that we want? What is it that we love? What is it that is going to bring us joy and pleasure? You know, that's a good thing to infuse your life with that. We've been talking a lot about goddess energy and this element of receiving and being in a space of enjoying the moment. That's what summer's all about. Why? Because it's Leo season. Every summer, this is around the cycle when it's like, go out, have fun, go out into the sunshine. Leo is ruled by the sun, so that's the energy that's giving to us is your pleasure, your creativity, your creation, your fun, your joy, your ability to let your hair down, your ability to just let loose. I definitely see that. What I see, and I'll talk about this a little deeper, well, definitely deeper in the full moon video, the full moon video that I'll be posting next, is the fact that the sun is going to be squaring off with Uranus all this week. So this will be exact on the 25th, but what we have and what we'll see mirroring in the full moon, that's when it becomes very obvious, is there's this need to kind of push back and to rebel. And I don't see this as a negative thing, although it can kind of push up especially with full moons, it can push up and drag up out of the muck, out of the hidden realms, like the shadows, people who are rebels with a cause. In their mind, there are things that they want to do, there's things that they want to accomplish, because they're trying to eradicate, they're trying, like things that they're trying to destroy and take down old ways. Or you have the pushback after that, that's people who want to protect the old ways. So there's this like battleground, there's this conflict. So not only are we going to see this probably potentially on a global level, because it's such a emotional energy that we have going on here, and this push to like strike out and to rebel, but you might see it in your personal life. Chances are you're going to see it in your personal life. And this isn't a negative thing, because what this is doing is it's infusing new energy, fresh energy. It's breathing new life into a certain area of your chart, into your own personal world. So imagine if you did the same thing every single day and it was working for you, but it became bored, it became stagnant, and the universe, your soul, your spirit was telling you, we need to go out, we need to travel, we need to strike out, we need to do things differently. So you quit your job, you book a flight, and you go to fly to Australia and, you know, go on the adventure of your life, and it opens up all these doors for you. That's because in that moment you were being triggered probably by Uranus telling you to strike out, reject your normal, reject what is tried and true, and do something different. An adventure. So Jupiter moving in the sign of Scorpio has been asking a lot of us to think big and to look at the bigger picture of what would give our life more substance and more meaning. Scorpio always wants what is more of quality. And then the other thing is that with the moon and Mars retrograde moving through the sign of Aquarius, where this full moon is happening, this is about doing differently. And also your emotions, are your feelings that have been sitting there for quite some time, they meet up with Mars action. Mars is triggering old things that you've been wanting to do. The moon is triggering your emotions and things. It's hard for you to hold it back. And then you have Mars action being triggered by Uranus this week. Then this is when we have like an actual like reaction. This is when we actually have someone, you know, striking out in ways that they've never done before. And that's the energy around all of this week, because this full moon is going to be highlighting it all and just trickling it and bleeding it into every aspect of our days, the days around it, and into your life. So I want you guys to be aware of that and obvious. The one thing that I want you guys to be aware of it, is what it is that I'm trying to say. Again, my brain is like running 1,000 miles a minute. Like I can't even get my words out, but I'm definitely trying. That being said, Venus is moving through the sign of Virgo. And remember, we've been saying for a while, like this is about, in a lot of ways, discernment, and for some people, concentrating on self-love and self-value. That's what it is that I saw when I was looking at the chart, even though Venus moving through the sign of Virgo does not always promise that. But you guys remember, like, I'm merging intuition with my study of the astrology in order to give you a good reading. And what I have been seeing and what I've been noticing is that confirmation, and you guys saying like, yeah, it's crazy that you're saying this, Jess, because this is what it is that I've been focusing on. So that is going to be tested strongly this week when Venus sits directly opposite of Neptune, ruling illusion and fantasy, on the 24th. What I see is Venus feeling kind of clouded and disillusioned and disappointed in love and disappointed in investments. And why investments and things of value? Well, because Venus rules those things. She rules luxury and beauty and love and attraction. So in this case, it's so hard for her to use her logic. Venus is not known for using logic, but she's really trying to understand love. She's really trying to understand herself. She's really trying to find her way and find what makes her feel special and unique when she's moving through the sign of Venus. And then also relationships as a whole, because Venus rules love and relationships, are trying to find a practical approach to like expressing love and connecting with your partner. So it's difficult because not everything is always, you know, bubbles and butterflies. Bubbles and butterflies. Sometimes it's a little bit more you know, I don't say nurturing, but how are you looking out for the people that it is that you care for? And how are they looking out for you? It's this very simple approach to love that is highlighted here. And if there's an imbalance, or if you feel like there's a lack of love, then this is where you kind of zero in on it and you're trying to adjust it. So this week, when Venus sits directly opposite of Neptune, if you're in a relationship, this can create, especially with Mercury going retrograde, this can create some issues when it's like you feel disappointed, you feel disillusioned, you feel sad, you feel like, and sometimes it's not even that it's intentional, it's just how you perceived it is not exactly what it is. Especially again because Mercury ruling our mind, communication, is now going to be going retrograde on the 26th, and Venus is so under this cloud, this haze. Our minds are just on another level of just not really clear and not really being able to see things for what they are. This is why it's very, very important, you guys, to listen to what it is that I'm saying. When I tell you that intuitively there's so much energy that's being pulled within to go internal, that means to not force anything. There's so much that's going on externally, there's so much that's going on around you that it's not really required a lot unless you have to act, unless you're being called to act. That's when you should act. One thing that I really want to draw your attention to is the fact that Saturn is retrograde, Pluto is retrograde, Mars is retrograde, Mercury will be retrograde starting the 26th until August 19th. All of this energy, especially Saturn and Pluto, which even though they're two planets, they really do hold a heavy weight within the chart, especially when they're falling in the sign of Capricorn. What they're trying to do is they're trying to ground you and cement you and to make you have a more like realistic approach or change the dynamic of how things have been. So you want to have a nice combination and balance in your life of all the elements, no matter what your sign is. So you need a good chunk of earth energy, you still want some fire energy, you still want some water energy, and you still want some air in order to create a nice little balance. That's alchemy. So that's what it is that I'm seeing within this chart in this week, which is when the elements start getting a little crazy, and meaning like things, one minute something pops off here and the next minute something pops off here, and you're just in this minute like, whoa, 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 what's going on? Really go internally and ground yourself, because that's what Saturn and Pluto is doing in the sign of Capricorn. It's connecting with earth energy and asking you to go within when these things are transitioning, transforming, i.e. Pluto, when things are being restructured and rebuilt, i.e. Saturn. So these are things to look out for. This week, the chance of you being triggered by certain things, and I've been feeling this myself, is very, very high. This is because Saturn is going to be squaring off with Chiron all this week. Chiron is the wounded healer, also retrograde. So these old issues of the past kind of are revealing themselves. And not only that, but it's like this old voice, this old structure that is kind of being rebuilt and destroyed. So what it feels like is you're standing on a beach and the sand is kind of crumbling underneath you. But what is happening is that the things that are not meant to serve you, these old beliefs, these old voices that you hear, whether it be, you know, things that you've heard as a child, or you know, things that have happened to you as an adult that you don't understand, that you're still trying to heal from, or a loss in your life, that it's like you've lost the backbone, you've lost your ability to stand, because what was like firm for you, the foundation, whether it be distance from your father or distance from a grandmother, someone who is the backbone of the family, when that falls apart, you have to stand independently. And the universe, the planets, they want you to be strong. And the only way for you to be strong is for you to actually see within yourself and for you to be challenged. So that's what's happening here. Is Chiron is that voice. Chiron is those beliefs, or that once stable structure that has been kind of removed or recalibrated, or restructured, so that you are now having to stand a little differently for yourself, by yourself. So all of it is designed for you to move you into a space that's for your highest and greatest good. It's not there to punish you. This week, again, when the sun is squaring off with Uranus, there is this chance, there's this push to kind of, I don't want to say rebel, but to really strike out and do different. Mars is falling in the sign of Aquarius. Mars is action, so do. Aquarius is the sign of doing different. So even though Aquarius energy is known to rebel and to push back some ways for fun, and Sun squaring Uranus is known to rebel and push back for fun, in reality what it is that it's doing is it's working to breathe in new energy into your life and freshness. For my water signs, for my earth signs, you're probably going to struggle with this. My air and my fire signs, you guys are probably like so exhilarated by this for the most part. But either way, it's going to be good across the board. But what I'm seeing is you following, there's too much of your feelings invested in this. There's too much of your emotion invested in this. Intuition is high. That's why even with Venus sitting directly opposite of Neptune, your intuition internally, if you go within and if you meditate and if you're quiet for just a few minutes a day, 22 minutes minimum, if you're able to do that, you don't have to worry about anything setting you off or triggering you to the point where you're completely derailed, because that's not what this week is going to do for you. Just stay open, stay flexible to what's coming in, because if you've been setting intentions, if you've been working your magic, then all of this that's being blasted around you, all of this that's happening around you is all designed to put you at the right place at the right time, and just enjoy the adventure. Enjoy where it is that the universe is taking you. Enjoy where your intuition has been pulling you, because that's exactly where you need to be. So that's what it is that I see for you guys. At the end of this week, Venus is going to be supported by Pluto, and this is almost, I don't want to say putting like a band-aid on the situation, but it is this kind of like nice, blissful vibe of, you know, powerful transformation when it comes to love, when it comes to money, when it comes to values, things that are valuable to you, feeling beautiful, feeling stunning, expressing that love with others. It's almost as if on the 28th, this is when you are taking some time out, or you should take some time out for yourself to just kind of be easy, to relax, to factor in pleasure again, because the sun wants you to have pleasure. The sun wants you to have joy. It wants you to live a luxurious, fantastic life. Leo rules luxury. So Pluto aspecting Venus, technically Venus moving into alignment with Pluto, because Pluto is not moving very fast at all. This is that time to kind of seal the deal with something really stunning and beautiful at the end of the week. Just kind of treat yourself. So if you need to work your magic, that's a great time. Maybe wait for the cosmos to kind of settle down a little bit. When I'm thinking for this full moon, what I see for people when it comes to working their magic is just kind of like, what areas of your life do you need erratic change? You know, do you need to see like newness, freshness? What has it been looking like, and how can we change this incredibly, drastically? And yes, it's going to be a little uncomfortable because you might be walking into unknown territory, even though it's something that you've always wanted. But the night of the full moon and the days surrounding the full moon, think about what you want. Think about what needs to be completely dismantled. Think about what needs to be completely, not demolished, but just revamped and innovated for the better. Then work your magic for that, and on the 28th, do your magic again, and then focus a little bit more on luxury and you know, treating yourself, a little bit more gentle approach to things, because again, this full moon does light things up, but I see it as a positive thing. I'm definitely going to be working my magic in areas that I want to see the most drastic change, because that's what the cosmos are bringing. And then on the 28th, I will be focusing back on pleasure and a more gentle approach to manifestation. All right, you guys, so that being said, I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions about this week ahead, definitely comment down below. I did get a request if I could write down the dates of you know, what is going to be happening for that week down in the description box, so definitely check that out. I'm going to post that up for you right now and edit it as quickly as I can, and keep your eyes open for the next full moon video, which will detail all of the specifics of the Aquarius full moon, which is going to be a game changer. There's a lot of information. Also, I want to pull some cards, and I want to see what my intuition has to share with me for you guys on that. And I'm hoping to do a pick a card type of video for the eclipse. All right, so I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.